Hey Brickmaniacs, time for another vault drop starting tomorrow at 8 AM CDT on brickmania.com. Every Thursday, first Thursday of the month, is when we drop exclusive items in the Brickmania Vault so that people can get their last chance at various display models, discontinued minifigures, or previously kit exclusive minifigures now available standalone. Once again, quantity is always extremely limited. Just because you see something pictured here doesn't mean it's going to be there even by 8:01. I mean, stuff goes very, very fast. Most people don't even use the email. They just sit there on the vault page and hit refresh. So remember who you're competing against when it comes to picking up these awesome items, because it is definitely a mad grab for it, so which is awesome. This month, no exception, we've got a nice rundown, lots of different kits and sets that have been very recently retired, some cool highlights that we have pulled out here from World War II all the way up to future warfare, and then I've got Landon joining me to talk about some cool minifigures, including some pop culture ones that... So can I be honest with you?
Please.
We don't talk about Brick Club. That came across my desk, and I honestly was like, I wish this wasn't categorized because...
Schwink.
Just maybe I'll be right. Maybe I'll be in the vault on Thursday.
You're the one
maybe
mashing
I'll
refresh.
Be hitting refresh, or I just won't even set the product page live, and you'll never know. Just kidding. I won't do that.
Yes, you will.
I was tempted though. That's a really, really cool figure.
Yeah,
I suppose if we're starting with that, let's
Sure.
go ahead and dive into the first time Brad Pitt showed up.
The first time?
I
don't know. Yeah.
Does Fury predate
Maybe? I don't
Club?
remember. It all's blending together.
All blends.
I was surprised to see this in the vault. I didn't know
we had any left either.
around anymore. So yeah, it's a man. This is an old figure. It was definitely a fun project to work on though. A lot of detail on this guy. I'll show you the double head. Come on.
He's a little beat up on one side.
Okay, so yeah, it's post fight, and then there's the crazy sunglasses that he had in a few scenes. Crazy sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
I like the beat up face more. It's cool.
Somebody who does Lego stop motion, please pick this up. And then in your next stop motion, you can do the blip thing, like in the movie where he just kind of appears in the cutscenes in the backgrounds.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? It wouldn't even have to be related to We Don't Talk About Brick Club. Like, come on. That would just be a cool bit to sneak that in there. So stop motion person, whoever you are, ASAP, anyone else, grab this, put it into a thing, tag us, let us know, because it would look really, really cool.
It would.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got the Plow driver. He just does not look happy to be there. I think he's kind of out in the front in probably a giant cloud of dust in a crazy amount of heat. That would have been a miserable job. Grenades, just in case, got to defend himself. Chuck one out the window, something like that. I have no clue. That was like the debut of this hat.
Yeah. I don't think it's appeared anywhere else.
Oh yeah, I don't
think so.
So that's a rare. That's rare.
That's a great utilitarian figure too. Like if you just wanted a bunch of crew from that era, or if you were working on an airfield or any number of things. But the problem is because it was exclusive to that set, it's pretty tough to get like a bunch of them. So definitely one to look into.
We have a few of these, 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, got a couple.
I think there's
limit one though for the vaults. Got to make sure that we spread the love around everybody who wants to get their copies.
I think there's only one of this guy, a few of this guy.
There's definitely only one.
There's 2 of this guy. Okay, SAS. There's I think 3 or 4 of this guy. It's not. So this is like a V2, I think. I've done it. There was a previous one that was.
That's a V2.
Was like yellow flesh tone.
Sad to see it retired.
Right. Well, so we have an updated version. I'm still using some of this artwork, updated some from this level. So I'm continually updating and kind of evolving the artwork just to kind of figure out the best way to depict something like this. So this would be a nice piece for if you're trying to collect, just seeing the artwork evolve. So it'd be a cool piece. Obviously, that red beret is awesome, too. And finally, I picked this guy out. I hadn't seen him in a while. This is the Spetsnaz, and he's got that ballistic shield. It pops down here.
And crazy helmet.
It's crazy. Like they have these giant riot shields that maybe one day we'll take a crack at making ourselves, but they have these huge ballistic riot shields that would go with this.
So this figure predates me. Does that just clip on top of that?
Yeah,
I think
it's a minifig cat. Yeah. This is back from when we were predominantly doing making our minifigures in that like yellow tones. So this would be another increasingly rare minifigure.
Throwback era for sure. Yeah.
And then he's got the uniform is the base uniform is called the Gorka suit. Like it's like a you just see it everywhere, and sometimes it's in camouflage patterns, different color fabrics, but it's just a really iconic like suit that they would wear, kind of like an oversuit, pretty baggy. And then you got the ammo harness and everything else. So
sweet.
Yeah.
So that's just a taste of some of the figures that are heading for the vault. Like Landon was saying, 1s, 2s, maybe a couple with others, but we're limiting the purchases to just 1 per person because of the scarcity of all this stuff. We want to make sure people can get their hands on it. So a cool little rundown, and like I said, some really exclusive stuff. So make sure you're checking it out. The models that I chose here that I wanted to go over real quick are for particular reasons. One, because I think these are 2 epic staples of our World War II lineup that are now meeting their retirement within the vault.
So the fact that both of these models can stand up like in this configuration, like the balance. Right. Okay, maybe I'm taking.
No, I was going to say.
I was always really surprised.
That tricycle landing gear is not easy to achieve, especially on something that's back heavy as the P-38 as well. And you'll see if you decide to take these apart and actually put them back together. As well, that there's some cool techniques used to be able to achieve that. But like I said, both of these very iconic additions to our World War II lineup, now officially retiring, so this is your last shot at them. There might be another copy sneaking into the vault, but otherwise usually it's 2 times around because we've got a couple of stores and then that'll be it. And then maybe in the future here as California expands, we'll have a couple more options for display models in the vault, but we haven't quite hit that saturation point yet. So, and then the reason I had the Invictus here, so this is kind of an interesting model, and I think this is what I wanted to explain is kind of like my favorite part about the vault, basically. So this, a very conceptual model, futuristic, designed by John Canepa, done by Bell Aircraft, not even in service yet, part of our future war month, modern war month, whatever, from not too terribly long ago. Also not particularly a popular model, like I won't lie, not something that flew off the shelves, but it's, or anything like that, mostly because it was so brand new that it was like really, really hard to even know what the heck this thing is. So we probably won't be making this again, but it is an officially licensed kit, and we did do a batch of 50 of them. So now this going into the vault, despite the fact that it's not necessarily recognizable, this is an incredibly valuable model because it was not produced in quantity. It will eventually be in service by the United States military, and it was made a really, really long time ago. So like the original batch itself is long gone. So while there is a lot of very popular builds, popular minifigures, etc., that hit the vault that are retiring, that a lot of people are going to have their eyes on, you also get cool finds like this, where it's something that isn't necessarily like recognizable, iconic, or any of those things, but if you are the person who picks that up, you instantly have a thing of value simply due to the scarcity that in which this was produced. So I think that's really, really cool. And like I said, it's not necessarily something that even you look at and go, oh, I know what that is, or how that works, or where it is. But it is something where if you have it, I mean, that is the investment side of what you do kind of on the vault here. So, and it's also one of the first times we debuted these 3D printed.
Those helmets are just nuts.
Yeah.
I think we were just guessing at what they were wearing because there's not like photos around of that.
Right, so you assume that they'd be wearing some seriously high-tech stuff, but otherwise hard to tell. So, yeah, I just wanted to make that point real quick because I know a lot of people, when they see the big, iconic, Fury hits the vault, and everyone's like, no, this is my last chance to get this. Well, there's 1,000 Furies out there. You know what I mean? That batch went around a long time, and so a lot of these models that have been in production over and over and over again, when they hit the vault, if you're brand new and you want to get your copy on that, that's awesome. But for a lot of people who maybe miss stuff like this, when it hits the vault, that's your chance. And if you want to snag that, and then, maybe you've got somebody in your life, or you just hold on to it in the future, and suddenly it does become a lot more popular, iconic. But that's definitely an avenue that you can
and
go.
like if we were to ever do another version of this, let's say this becomes a really like
goes
well-known
into service or whatever. Yeah,
that'll be down the road quite a bit. So we'll definitely be looking at a different part selection and maybe a completely different configuration depending on what they're using. So yeah, like this kit's, it's kind of like a one and done thing, like you're saying.
Yeah. Just a cool little piece, something to think about when you're looking at stuff into the vault, and wondering, why and how and stuff gets retired and moved in there and whatnot. So, but like I said, 8 a.m. tomorrow, the vault goes live. This and a whole bunch of other stuff, including these minifigures, everything. So make sure to check it out. We will send out the email. Otherwise, my suggestion: just jump onto brickmania.com, hit that vault tab, and wait around 8 a.m. for stuff to start showing up because it will populate right around then. So, anything else you want to go over?
I got nothing.
Cool. Thank you very much for watching.